So you guys remember when I got into my car accident in February?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys remember that?
Yeah, you rolled.
Did you know about that, Nick?
I don't remember that.
Didn't you roll over?
I rolled that bitch like twice. Down a hill, and I was still on a hill on my side, and I was gonna die.
That's a big fucking thing to be.
It was
rolling.
bullshit. Like, all right, so I had a like a near death experience, right? You know, I was flying through the fucking air. So basically, what ended up happening, I skid on some ice. I smacked into a curb, and my car just flipped. And I flipped once. It like crushed the passenger side roof, and then it flipped again, and I landed on the driver's side. And as I was just, you know, flying through the fucking air, like dead, you know, I'm gonna die.
Just dead weight.
I realized, like, I had an epiphany. Butt stuff is all right.
It's all right.
You can't.
You just have to take a pee-pee afterward. Cleanse the pee-pee hole.
And now I don't know if guy butt stuff is the thing for me, but I definitely think girl butt stuff is the thing for me.
Girl butts.
Girl butt stuff.
Girl butts are nice.
Did you shit your pants?
I'm not gonna lie.
I almost did. I had to shit that day.
Not gay, but have you ever seen a guy with a chick's ass? Like, you ever see a guy with, like, just a bulbous curvature on their ass?
And you just, like, you look at him from behind and you just forget first. You don't even think that it's a girl or a guy at first.
Say, like, Photoshop or, like...
No. Just dude looks like a lady.
He turns around, it's a fucking dude with a full beard.
Got a stash and shit.
That's not a lady, it's a man.
Wait, wasn't that a Jim Carrey movie? Wasn't that, like... I feel like he, like, was checking out an ass in a... It might have been Bruce Almighty. Like,
oh yeah,
how she had like a stash and stuff.
I think so. Was it? I don't remember that
because I think he had god powers the next day, and he saw her the next day, and he was like
blowers.
And then she turned herself.
There was that one. There was that one episode of Family Guy when what was it? Damn, I just had it. Never mind. I forgot.
There we go.
It's all good.
It was in there somewhere.
Yeah, it was in there somewhere.
I think the worst part
talking about something
is if you see a guy with an ass like that, and then you see him turn around, and part of you just for a minute is like, I don't care. It's still a nice ass.
Ass is ass.
Still a nice man.
I got it.
That's
now.
a frightening feeling.
When Quagmire was hitting on that one chick that he thought was really skinny in the bar, and then she turned around, and she was like a fucking whale. And he's just like, whoa! I forgot what was. I didn't know you were fat or whatever. And she turns around, and he's like, hey, baby. He's like, no, Quagmire. Remember what's on the other side. Or something like that. I want to play the
other
quote.
side of the ether.
Yeah, the other side of the
ether into the fat chicks.
So, okay, let's start the show.
Mirror.
All right, we ready to start the show? Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, so let's get some silence. So yeah, let's get into the meat of this.
Yeah, let's start talking about
the meat, huh?
The meat, the slipped meat. So real quick, for anybody who's just now viewing our podcast and everything, everybody reintroduce yourselves. So we got Nick from EXEMPTUS here. And you are?
I'm rhythm guitar for EXEMPTUS.
And we got Trip, who is from EARTHWORM Von Doom.
That's true. I play the drums.
And we got Sam, who is also from EARTHWORM Von Doom.
Yeah, I scream and play bass and make noise.
Yep.
Who's the one who farts? Is that everybody?
Well, he's actually recorded farting.
I've gotten recordings of farts. I did sample my own poop sound from the beginning of Worship the Shit Lord.
Yes.
Like I was
nice.
Like I was at a senior home visiting a relative, and like there was just like naturally reverberant. There was a naturally reverberant bathroom, and let the phone record, and like I didn't really have to do many effects other than like the pitch shifting. Like the reverb was just
toilet bowls have the greatest amount of reverb I've ever
in the bathroom
heard.
Itself, but especially
if I could shrink myself and play in a toilet bowl, I fucking would.
Yeah.
Like put a GoPro on me, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. in a fucking toilet bowl.
Did you
Put
know
on a
that-
condom.
You'd have to like set your drums up on like a skid mark so it doesn't like slide around.
You know when AJ, or you know how like when you have like the wet farts that you're like, I feel like I gotta poop, but you're sitting on the toilet, it's just like wet farts. Dude, I sent a mad wet fart to AJ the other day, and it was like the best reverb in anything, and I want to put it in a song.
Was that all liquid?
No, it wasn't liquid. It was nothing. It was just fart.
Just moist fart.
Moist fucking
Just like
fart.
a machine gunner kind of thing.
That's
Like
how it feels
It was more like a shark.
Okay.
since
Yeah.
it's been like
Dry
hot.
one.
Yeah.
So last time we were all together,
AJ's like, okay.
bringing it back around here.
This fucking
Yeah, even
video is
with
turning
5
into
less
poop.
people, it'll still derail.
Oh yeah, it's gonna derail. I just gotta make sure we bring it around full circle
You
here.
gotta play that fart clip though if you still had it.
Oh yeah.
I really,
Yeah, that's
really
the cue.
want to hear
Yeah,
that.
I do want to hear
Yeah,
that.
I will.
But last time we went over both albums. We went over the EXEMPTUS album, Sentenced by Delusion, and now Earthworm Von Doom. You just released 8279, right?
That's true.
When did that drop? What date?
April 20th.
April 20th.
Of course.
Okay.
Hot
And that's
pussy.
10 tracks.
Hot pussy.
How long is the album altogether? Do you know?
I think like 18, 19 minutes.
Okay.
Almost 20.
And does it have a general theme?
Just a house that we used to live at, and the people that lived inside of it.
Okay.
And the
Mainly,
things that they did.
So
Again,
it
the
all
things that
tells a
they did.
series of stories.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
essentially.
And what's like one of your favorite songs to play live from that album? We got Chia Seeds and Pubic Hair in My Drain, Subhuman Species Gestating, Evolving in the Scum, Bro, Why Is That Light On, Bioenergetics in the Backyard, The Duke of Hiroshima, Airborne Autism, Anal Asphyxiation, Lufa, The Still One, 8279, and Slip Meat.
I'm just gonna say that I've been listening to this album like a fuck, and like Slip Meat is my favorite by far. Like I love all of them. Honestly, the fucking album's great, but Slip Meat always gets me hyped when I listen to it, dude. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think that and 8279 are definitely the most intricate songs for us.
Definitely. I read you sent me the lyrics to 8279,
Yeah,
and it was deep. It was actually one of the deeper songs that I think was on the album.
Oh, absolutely.
that's the most mature song on the album. That's why we released it first, so people probably thought they were getting something else.
Instead of butt plugs and fucking slip
Bait and switch.
They had to fucking wait till the 9th song on the album, and then slip.
Speaking of which, this is actually
Slip.
this is actually a question that I wrote down. Who slipped the meat and why?
A person who was at the house slipped the meat. I think just
We can bleep out names.
slipped the meat just out of spite. With you bleep his name out too. Out of spite for just because he was just always around and always hearing us like complain about just kind of the tension of the house, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna put meat in his food." And we're like, well, we have nothing to do with it, but you can go right ahead.
We had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
It just kind of happened. I mean, was it funny? Yeah, it's so funny. Of course. I mean, I guess like there wasn't. Okay, maybe there was some spite, but we didn't even come up with it. Like, it just happened to happen, and like all these other things just happened to happen that we talk about in this album.
It just happens.
Yeah, and it was like I feel like nobody fucking believed us at first. So we're like, okay, well, we're gonna write an album about it when it comes out. You'll really know because now it's in the history books.
So I didn't print out any of the lyrics or anything, but what's some of the lyrics to a great song on the album?
Suffocation and submission leads to anal asphyxiation.
Okay.
Is that?
Well, that's suffocation exhibition.
Oh,
leads-
exhibition. I think you
yeah.
said and submission.
No, suffocation exhibition leads to anal asphyxiation.
Nice.
So that one,
I'm pretty sure you told that story on the punks before about like the eyedropper in the butthole.
yeah, when we watched somebody stick something up their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I said, you can't make that up. So
No. And I know this dude. I can see him doing it.
If y'all
Yeah.
were gonna have a T-shirt, is that what would be on it, or?
We have the subhuman species gestating and evolving in the scum as a shirt.
Hell yeah! And how much does that go for? Can you buy it online?
Pseudo Christian.
Honestly, yeah, we need to set up an online store. Maybe by the time people hear this, we'll have one. But
yeah, definitely after the tour, once we have more merch, we'll set up a big cartel. We have one right now with
Fuck yeah, dude! I can't wait to get that Triple X shirt, dude. That shit looks good.
Hell
You sent me that template and it looks fucking bomb, dude.
So what's the story behind chia seeds and pubic hair in my drain?
Well, it's the same story as subhuman species gestating and evolving in the scum. It's about... it's just about hypocrisy. It's kind of like if one says you're disgusting and unbearable to coexist with, and yet he who's casting the stones is also really just who's the disgusting one if you're both disgusting.
Yeah, two dirties don't make a more dirty.
He was casting the chia seeds.
I mean, in a sense, it could be about every drain in the house.
It got that bad.
Really?
There was a lake that started in their sink. That's probably going to be on the split that we do with Odium, or you guys.
Sweet.
And we called it Lake Namaste because for probably about a month straight, the sink just backed up and the waters rise higher and higher.
Oh, that's
and just turned like a murky blue.
Because of all that fucking hair inside.
It looked like Goo Lagoon, man.
It was hair, food, pubes probably.
Ew. He eats in the shower?
No, that was just the
kitchen
sink.
sink.
The shower, I don't know what all went down it, but
it probably come.
I felt like fucking Pennywise was going to jump out the drain and pull my ass down it.
Pull fucking...
They all float down here, Samuel.
Even the sinks, I'm telling you, would not go down. Like 2 bottles of Drano a week.
That's why you use the bathroom, man.
Pennywise would be terrified.
That's
You needed one of those alligator clips.
That's why we started going outside.
You had a window right there at the sink, right? The kitchen sink?
Yeah.
So he's like shaving his pubes right in front of with his dick in the sink.
I think it's like the pubes in the shower, but just still.
But just in hair in general.
I mean, a Bin Laden amount of.
Just a Bin Laden amount of hair in general.
So, how about
Wookie.
what's the story behind the Duke of Hiroshima? Because that's kind of confusing to wrap your head around.
And who the fuck is farting? Or who's pooping, rather?
It's none of us. But Sam has the story for the origin.
Oh.
He actually told me this like after the album was done. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even know that.
Well, you guys know James that comes around.
Right.
Tall dude.
Yeah.
He, I guess when Earthworm first started, we were, he was just like bullshitting with ideas because he used to play the Chaos Later with us and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah. Okay.
He's got the Rings of Saturn tattoo.
Yeah, real tall stoner dude.
Yeah, he does have the Rings of Saturn tattoo.
Yeah, on his leg. And fucking, he was just like, dude, we were talking about like nukes and shit. And I was like, what if there's a nuke, but you call it the Duke?
The Duke.
You know what I mean? You replace the N with a D. And then he's like, dude, the fucking Duke of Hiroshima. And I was like, I'll make that a song one day.
Dude.
And I just kind of kept it on the back burner. And we were thinking, like, the album's not too, I guess, drony and, like, noisy like we are most of the time. And so we're just like, fuck it, man, we'll do one noise track. Make it about poop. It's usually about poop.
It's always about poop, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even, the name's about poop, but I guess the track's just more like, you know, just humans in general. We're like walking poop sticks with legs.
We really are. I mean, when you think about it, like, have you ever looked at a newborn child and been like, all this is an eating and shitting machine?
That's all it
and
is.
not much else.
Eating a shitting piece of flesh, you know?
Population control, bro.
It's a poop dispenser, yeah.
Save the planet, kill your babies.
We're like Lil B. There's a lot more meaning to it. You just have to get to know us.
Yeah, right.
We don't follow everybody on Twitter because you guys are weird.
So,
Hey, I think I found the fart.
play it.
Okay, hold on. Let me restart it.
Refart it.
Restart it. Yeah.
The thing has some girth.
It did, didn't it? This is part two.
Right up to the
It's a
microphone.
girthy fart.
This is part two.
It's a two-parter.
Hold on.
Two-farter.
Error playing audio. That's bullshit. Oh, this was in the car. No, that's still in the bathroom.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
your car's got
that's
some
it.
reverb.
Damn,
Yeah.
son.
I got some shitter in my car.
This was in the car.
That sounds like it was in a car.
So muted.
It sounded like a
Okay.
Could have been, I guess,
rumbling
leather.
tiger or something.
That was a compressed fart.
Nobody explained it like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is why we need Seamus in here, and I'm sad because he would talk about the reverb on that
So,
and how beautiful it was.
Yeah, Seamus, fuck you for not coming.
so what's it like working with Seamus? I mean, both of you can answer that question.
The first day other than like, we met with him when we had the idea about the album because we were still living at the Jam House, and the studio's like right down the street. So we're like, okay, we can probably just come up with stuff like right now, get in there and do it.
Well, we were playing Chia Seeds and Subhuman at the time because the album like slowly evolved over like a year.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we can do that in like an hour.
Right.
And so we just tracked it all live.
He had people like bail, like day of. He's like, you guys want to like come here and get like a feel for what recording's like, and that's when we first did Chia Seeds and Subhuman.
Right.
Like we just did it on a whim.
What was the longest song that it took to record?
Yeah, like what was the longest session?
I mean, the longest song itself was Slip Me, but we recorded that.
I mean, like how many
like
ones with like retakes and shit? You know, if you even did any, did you even do retakes?
Well,
we did some sessions, but
the bass on that, I guess the quote unquote bass track on the album was live because we recorded all the bass tracks live. So what you hear is like what we sound like live, pretty much. That's what we're going for. Because I mean, we can do the whole metronome thing and everything, but it's just not our style.
Yeah, it's not. It's the feel. Like you gotta
get in the groove.
You know your song by heart, and once you put like a fucking metronome on it, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I feel like it's more authentic that way. So like all the bass tracks and stuff,
I feel that
quote unquote bass was live, and then I came back over with 2 other guitar tracks, like one mid high, another one like super high, and it mixed together very well. I didn't know like what I wanted to do exactly tone wise. I just wanted to sound different from like anything I've ever heard, I guess.
Yeah.
So what all was used on this album? Like what all?
Like gear wise?
Yeah, gear wise.
I just used my Sun Coliseum and Ampeg 8x10, the SVT. I'm pretty sure it's a vintage one.
And your pedals?
What is it? Well, I just got one of those mini polyphonic tuners. I think TC makes them. Those are really nice because they don't take up much space. And then it goes to a Idiot box, blower box, like distortion kind of sub pedal. Sansamp Tech 21 preamp into another mystery pedal, into a bass chorus pedal, a flange pedal, and a rainbow machine to top it all.
Damn.
That's fucking hot.
Yeah, and then I got the expression pedal in the rainbow machine, so I don't have to keep bending down and shit.
Didn't you get a second one of those big ass fucking speakers?
I have the old Suncabs at the practice space. They're like 1972 115s.
Oh my god.
Those are what they use at like Woodstock.
The thing's huge, dude.
Yeah, they're PA bins, but I just put bass speakers in them. I wish I could use them on the album, but they're so fucking big, they're like hard to get through a doorway.
Makes sense. And Trip, did you use anything exotic on this album?
I used the same like drum shells I think I've used on everything I've recorded, apart from like some like Earthworm demos and some Area 52 sessions on like house kit. I've always used my Tamistar Classic, but yeah, I was able to like, I had Sabian cymbals on warranty, and we had a bunch of shows to play like at the end of last year, and a few cymbals were kind of cracking one by one, and it was really kind of a race against time to get the cymbals replaced, but I got them pretty much like 3 cymbals replaced right before the tour, or not before the tour, before the recording sessions. So I used a Sabian 22-inch AAX Omni Ride. I used a Sabian AAX Radio X Crash. I think it was that was 19 inches. A Sabian XSR China that was 18. The same hats that I've had, like, I think since before like the first Area 52 CD. It was like a Sabian. It was a Zildjian Master Sound bottom as the top, and a Peisty Metal Edge bottom as the bottom. So they're both thick hi-hats, but the Peisty is like way thicker. And
nice.
Those are 14 inches. And then I had my 8, as far as like on the subject of cymbals go, like my 8-inch Meinl bell is like the oldest thing I've got. Like I've had that since like 2010. It like hasn't broken nothing. Like everything else is. I think the hi-hats might be second oldest at like 5 years or some shit. And then, and then at Apollo, Seamus had a Seamus had a 19-inch HHX ozone crash, and it sounded like a crash mixed with the China.
That's hot.
Like, I think I used it when Sam and I did like a prior session there for a to be announced.
Those things break so easily, dude.
I'm glad it was the studio one. Just use it. I mean, it's thicker than like the other ozones, but it's still. I mean, I'm glad that it just literally served the purpose of going into track, because you had like songs like "Bro, Why's That Light On?" Like, I had fun playing that on that song.
Is that
AJ wants to make
its malice that has the holes in it, like the effect symbol?
Yeah, was Jake using that at all too?
No, he didn't, but it was on the kit, the house kit, when we were there to record, and I was looking at it.
Sorry, we were passing some butt pussy.
But big old butt pussy.
So earlier I asked, what's it like working with Seamus or anything? Did he have any influence on your albums? And I want Nick to answer this first, because you haven't really gotten much of a word in edgewise so far.
Oh man,
you're not going to dictate how our fucking guest
edgelord wise.
Yeah, he didn't have any edgelord wise influence.
Oh, he had a lot of edgelord in. I'll let you go.
Did he recommend anything?
Nothing like arrangement wise. He recommended some ways to inspire us to get shit done better. I remember Bobby was getting pissed off because he was like 40 takes into a lead and just like started getting worse after a while. And Seamus just turned all the shit off and brought all of us outside and made him like sprint up and down the parking lot like 20 times until he could get it done. And we were just sitting there laughing our asses off. But he came back in and he killed it like within the next take.
Sometimes just getting some blood flowing really helps.
Yeah. In the last episode, the last interview that we did with you guys, there's this part in it where you guys are talking about like your recording process. I think Bobby was like, yeah, we do we do a lot of weird things, different things, and then it's just like AJ made it so that there's like a video of him upside down doing a solo. I want to know about that video.
Oh, we did that. We were screwing around in my basement one time doing like a gear walkthrough video of my guitar rig. We were like, we like to try different things out. Personally, I like to experiment with, nothing like Sam, but I like different sorts of chorus effects on my lead channel because I love Dave Gilmour, but I play in a thrash band.
Oh, my dude. David Gilmour's got like one of the greatest guitar tones I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, dude, right? It's so phenomenal. But I was obsessed with his gear for the longest time.
He's got all analog shit too.
Oh yeah,
getting that classic tone,
right? And he uses like a bunch of different gain pedals as well for his thing, which is totally unheard of for that kind of music. But it sounds so good. But we were in my basement doing this gear video because we had people wondering how I got my lead tone to sound the way that it did. So we did a gear video for my rig, and we were talking about the different stuff that we would do and just coming up with funny shit to put in the video. One of them was just him on the inversion table that I have playing his lead like with his shirt half hanging up. There's another one, like my nephew has like a first act drum set that I keep in my basement because bought it for him, but he never plays it. So it's like trying different things. So then the next cut was like me just beating the shit out of this little drum set. This little tiny like drum set built for like 6-year-olds. But that's how that happened. There was none of that in the studio, much to my dismay. He preferred to be standing up playing his leads.
I bet.
How long did it take you guys to record your album?
I would say it took us about a month. Like a month, 2 months, but this was coming in like maybe once a week to try different things. I think we knocked out all the drums in one day, which was great. Jake fucking annihilated that session. It was like 13 hours worth of just drum takes.
Jesus.
And it was worse because I fucked up the scratch guitar track. So they ran into a spot and Jake was like, "That's not the arrangement." And they had to like splice more click track back in. And I was in Philadelphia at a Metallica show, so they were just calling me, like screaming at me, and I wasn't answering it. But
Jake fucked it up.
I was like, hey, man, it's totally your problem. I can't fuck that up. I can't fix it
I'm
from
too
here.
drunk right now, man.
Wait,
Wait, was Jake at the Metallica show too, or?
No, he was tracking.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah, no shit. But
We didn't. He's the main arrangement dude, but like him and Rick, I think were just dicking around the entire time I was doing scratch guitar. So like, even though I knew the arrangement like very well, there was one part in a song where I screwed it up because it gets a little wonky in there without drum cues in terms of like how many times to play a breakdown, I think it was. But he, like, even with all of that, he crushed it in one night. And then guitars were also one day. Bass the same. The only thing that took, I think it took 3 sessions was vocals because Adam didn't feel comfortable with doing the entire thing. But it was just like a month and a half, 2 months-ish with right around a session every week or two. Spread out.
Also, it needs to be said now, we're going to put this somewhere in the title or something so that everyone knows, but this is the outdoor episode. It's so fucking hot, and we couldn't find any place to do our goddamn show except for a shed. And the shed has no central AC, so we're sitting in a shed with the door open, and it's about 90 degrees outside.
Are you bitching?
I'm not bitching, I'm letting everyone know why there's so many fucking noises of goddamn trucks and shit outside, and the birds and the bees. And the bees. And the fucking bees.
Not the bees!
At least it's a honeybee.
We're talking. We're talking about good things with our friends here, AJ, and you're bitching about the weather.
No, I'm not bitching about the weather. I'm explaining.
AJ,
Why?
do you have any BP in that BP device?
Yes. Yes, we do, but I think we are rolling a Bluntosaurus Rex.
BP.
Where I was just letting.
Take a piss.
I was inviting him to indulge on a Rhiposaurus Rex.
I had thought that you guys meant British Petroleum the first time I saw BP in the chat. I was like, I don't understand.
This BP is out of ash.
Cool.
Or it's just an ash.
After we roll this blunt, we will.
Put that in there.
Okay. Anyway, moving on from the butt pussy.
Yeah.
3P.
New question. What's the next one, AJ?
Well, I don't know because I can't read this fucking thing because I have a bong in my hand.
I'll read it.
Seamus's like influence, I guess. Just because as far as he technically is kind of like the first like apart from Brandon from Crimson Orchid, who worked on an Area 52 song with us,
or the Rise single.
But we never really had a like producer though, like as far as like leveling it down with us and kind of just thinking like us and really being able to, you know, be in our headspace when it comes to help seeing our vision through. I mean, not discrediting anyone else prior, but like I felt like Seamus first, second, and third and foremost really was one of us when it came to the creation of the album.
I mean, that's good. That's a good thing. You always want a producer that you can work with.
Dude, their
not
producers
one that
are
just
fucking
pushes you.
assholes, man. I'm glad that every album we have done has been self-produced so far because I'm the only person I know who can put up with my bullshit when it comes to recording.
We had one other person do production for us, and it sounded like he tried to put deathcore settings in a death grind band. It was weird.
He overcompressed our shit and tried to make it like sound like he was used to producing pop songs and think
he's used to producing like deathcore and pop punk.
Yeah, so
that's such an interesting range.
Essentially the same.
And actually, yeah, it's actually kind of funny. Like I actually had never really. I felt like it took a while for like, apart from when I did the Strawberry Cheesesteak album, because that was, or EP, I should say, because that was like a funk thing. Yeah. I never really had a producer, you know, get that I did want the natural resonance of my snare. Like before Seamus, like I always felt like there's just such a preference to, well, look, if you EQ and compress and sample the hell out of the snare, you know, you'll get a more reliable tone. I'm like, I do get that, and I, you know, get that from the standpoint of being a fan of Linkin Park, a fan of Nine Inch Nails, that you, or Rob Zombie or something, where you want the snare to like not have a character as much, or a more subtle character.
We wanted it to sound like Saint Anger.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Iowa, but
No, maybe like the first Slipknot album.
yeah.
Talking to your mic a little better.
Yeah.
there,
Are you talking to me?
And like,
Pick
see
your
if you
mic
can.
up.
Are you
Yeah.
talking to me?
Hey,
Yeah, maybe
touch-
pick it up a little bit.
I want to
Hold
touch
on.
the mic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can bring this mic a
There we
little
go.
closer.
This is a.
I
Or
think
were you talking to Sam or me?
I was talking to Sam.
Sorry.
That
Okay,
little,
whatever.
yeah, I'm just gonna let Sam fuck with
Push
his
it-
mic here real
Push it
quick.
back a little bit because you're loud.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, just to where it was.
Better.
There we go.
Better now.
Yeah, whatever's comfortable
Yeah,
as long
perfect.
as we can hear you, bro.
Hey,
It's
There we
all
go.
good. We've all ingested amounts of butt pussy.
Much better.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
I didn't even notice that thing falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seamus knew what we wanted tone wise, in addition to kind of just personality wise, and I've no regrets or hang-ups about how anything on the
I'm
album
sure you
sounds.
feel the same way, Nick. Doing, being,
Oh, yeah.
getting the same fucking.
I love the guy. We were friends for a while before we decided to record with him. And it's exactly how this tour is going to be. It was just a dank memes 3-ring circus, and it was violently fucking funny some nights. And I had no problem paying for the extra time, even if we got off track. It was a great time.
Yeah, there was a
Definitely
fair
gonna have
amount
fun.
of being off track.
is he down? Is there anything that he's like not cool with? Like, was there any rules that he was like, "Yo, this cannot happen," or is he cool with pretty much everything you guys did for the most part?
It's like, do your shit or you need to follow this.
I mean, we obviously both understood that, you know, there was going to be a monetary transaction at the end of the night, so I think
Yeah, everything went pretty smoothly.
It's good.
That's
we're
good.
about a business.
You never hear that anymore.
Yeah,
It's usually like, he was great, but
Yeah, there
you
was-
guys don't have any.
it was just dank memes and him just telling us to redo that because it sounded like shit here
Yeah,
and there.
if
Which I want to hear that, you know, when you're making an album. Not, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, let me take your money. And it's like generally interested.
And the last song that we were doing vocals for was Slip Me, and so it's like the end of the night. You would think that like the vocals at the end of the night, and it's a 7-minute song with harmonies and overdubs. I use the word harmony a little differently. You would think that that song would have the weakest execution because it's at the end of, you know, a few straight hours of singing, and that's the opposite of the case.
Yeah, because essentially we banged out the album in 2 days,
Nice.
2 sessions, like one like 14-hour session or something like that. Or
Who do you think, or like, what do you think was like the biggest influence that went into this album? Like, what do you think was like?
like
Is there-
The real events.
Well, I mean,
Or-
in general, like, lyric wise and musically wise, like, what do you think was?
I did tell
huge-
Seamus early on, like, I'll let you go from here. I kind of told him early on, I think at a time when it was just me and him, and I was like, if you could make Anal Cunt sound like it had production behind it.
Huh?
yeah, I mean we like Anal Cunt a lot, but yeah, I guess being in just a house of musicians and like with musicians just coming through all the time, like we all jam, really just jam. That's pretty much all we did besides work, throw parties and jam. So it was like it all just kind of mixed together, you know. And of course we like heavy shit.
It's fun enough.
Which helps more while recording? What helps you, ease out more, Lucy or butt pussy?
When I was tracking the drums, I actually was sober. I think it was the first time I was totally sober recording drums.
Yeah, actually we were
since the
both
Sandy Rains, actually.
we were both totally sober.
I'm
during
actually
the-
shocked to hear that.
For the instruments.
Yeah,
and
for the
And I
instruments.
think for the vocals, or were you drinking and smoking a little? You
yeah.
were drinking.
we had some oil, going around in the barrel, and but it was just like it was like one go at it, and then I just went in and knocked it out,
So, Trip, did it affect... Do you notice whether or not drugs or no drugs, butt pussy, no butt pussy, whether or not they have an effect on your performance and which one you would prefer to record with next time?
I think I just felt more awake. I think fucking the day after this cheesesteak, the day I did the cheesesteak album was the day before I tried fungal BP for the first time.
Fungal? Really?
Fungal.
caps.
Fungal BP?
Yep. a fungus.
Grows in poop.
Yeah.
A little bit of like what's like the marshmallow spread?
Oh,
marshmallow fluff.
Marshmallow fluff.
Fluff.
I was gonna say Miracle Whip.
Oh no, you were on it. It was a fluff, extra crunchy peanut butter sandwich.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good time, and then, but I mean, the day after, it was the first time I had the day after. I was like, I have to record drops, but it was at my school studio, so it was free.
But mixing and mastering, that was a different story.
I bet.
We did more sessions for that than recording for sure.
Peanut butter and butt pussy. PB and BP.
Peanut butter and crack sandwich.
How about you, Nick? What do you prefer? Sober or not sober?
Not sober, but to an extent. There's definitely a curve to this.
Right.
Sure.
It's like perhaps after.
There's a gray area.
It's a fine one too. It's interesting. The first time I figured out I was better at playing guitar sober was after my brother's bachelor party. Like I left there at like 4:00 in the afternoon and then played a show, I think, at the Sidebar that night, and I just fucking killed it. And it was great.
Was that the last Sidebar show you did with their band?
No, it would have been a couple before that. It was.
I was extremely not sober at that one. I put on like a luchador mask. I think you guys had already last, but like before your set ended early,
fucking early.
I was wearing a luchador mask, and I got a Snapchat, I think, with like you, and we were just running around the floor.
Sorry, that was the biggest bullshit.
Dude, that was dumb. Well, okay, so speaking of times where being not sober made me worse, that show, I was incredibly not sober, and it was a very slippery slope between being really fucking good, slippery meat slope of guitar ability. Like, it was...
I feel like playing fucked up is like a acquired talent almost. You have to do it so many times, because like, I used to be really good at it. I can still do it. But like not as much as like the Jam House days. Like the last Jam House show, I
can't be drunk and play drunk.
I don't remember playing that set really.
Yeah,
the last Jam House
if
show.
you can sleep at the venue, like the Jam House or like American Babylon, this festival we did in North Carolina with Canned, was in like someone's living room. The travel, everyone got to like just sleep on floor space or set up tents in the backyard, and like the backyard's like half the size of yours, and there was like easily 10 tents set up.
Crack City out there,
whippets and other stuff going around.
Oh,
and there was. I think it was one of the. It was also extremely hot too in North Carolina.
Mini Woodstock.
So
pretty much,
it was a beer stock for sure.
Yeah,
beer stock and tofu taco.
Hey,
stock.
Oh man,
much better than Woodstock.
You didn't have to pay for the tacos.
Do you think we went over everything about the album?
Well,
because I have a couple of,
Oh, what? Like this question? You want an answer to this one?
I know that.
Why is that light on?
That is... I don't know what the answer to that question is, though. Well, actually, the light is on because if we turn it off, then the power goes off.
Well, before...
I see.
I thought the answer was because I pay rent here and I like to see.
Yeah.
I remember that's what you told me.
So
asserting dominance.
Alpha.
Before we derail with any random questions or anything, real quick, because we're an hour in, so this is a good time to shift here. We talked about the albums themselves and everything. Now, let's talk about the tour for a second.
It's true.
That's what I was going to get to.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
So where exactly are all the venues? What's the lineup? What's the line that y'all are traveling on?
That's a lot of venues.
I
mean, well, like where are they from? Like where do they span? And like where are some of the main ones that might be some notable places?
Well, the first one's Guido's Speakeasy.
Okay.
June 1st.
Guess who's going to be playing there?
With all of the homies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got the
the
dates
homies.
updated since the last interview.
We're like
It's a Friday night too.
starting and stopping the show with nothing but homies.
For real. Yeah, because you got to see Uncle Buck at that Delaware show with us.
We'll put the tour poster right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
now in its shining glory. We were
Scam of the century.
Okay, so
we were talking mad game about it, and it came to light, and it looks so fucking good.
Instead of telling us like the entire date list, what is your what spots are you looking forward to hit the most?
all of Canada
I'm
that
sure.
we're going to.
Yeah, like what's it
Piranha Bar
spanning?
in particular.
Do the Piranha Bar.
Dope.
Is it spanning like the East Coast, or is it like
Yeah, Eastern.
all of the Eastern Coast?
Just the
Okay,
Eastern
cool.
Coast.
So
Well,
just,
like the
northeastern.
yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. We don't get to see the ocean, but we get to see 2 Great Lakes, though.
So where does it end? So it starts at Guido's Speakeasy, and where does it end?
Good old Frederick. 21 up, by the way.
Well, what's the highest point that you guys reach before turning back around then?
Quebec City.
Quebec City. Okay, so it's from here to Quebec City and back.
Oh my God.
Essentially.
And around.
I heard there's drugs in that city.
There's drugs in Canada.
There's Deche Charge in that city, too.
Cheap drugs. Yeah, shout out Deche Charge. We get to play with them.
Didn't they just legalize?
There's just so
think
much
they
weed
did.
in Canada. Like, or, I'm sorry, butt pussy, bleep that out.
Well,
Like-
it's Canadian laws.
Yeah, we're talking about Canada. Yeah, weed's fucking great in Canada.
When you bleep him out, dude, just take him saying butt pussy after that, replace the weed with butt pussy, and then just replace that one with butt pussy.
Fucking like an O up there is like $120 of like
What?
some dank shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when we're asking around, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's like $100."
I saw someone
something.
post
That's
about a
ridiculous.
100, just a one Benji for like, some
Just
OG
dank
shit.
Canadian bud, and then hash for like an eighth of hash. It was
I
like
haven't
$30.
seen hash in so
Yeah,
fucking
neither
It's
have
long.
like $30 for an eighth of hash.
Oh my
How much is
You're
how much is
kidding.
a how much
Good
is oil?
Canadian hash.
Like a dab.
I'm not sure. I haven't inquired. We just went right for the
sticky shit.
hash.
Usually it's like
That's
50 a
true.
gram for oil, right?
It might have been a little bit more than 30. I remember we didn't spend more than like 45.
Damn.
Like that shit. It was just unbelievably cheap. We were just smoking hash for 2 days straight. Like,
Is it 30 American or 30 Canadian?
Canadian.
So it's even cheaper.
yeah, it's probably 30 American.
So, do you guys... What, are you planning on, like, sleeping at most of the venues, or what's the sleeping arrangement going to be like? Do you guys know a lot of people around the areas that you're
Oh,
playing in?
I'm staying at my grandma's house in Pittsburgh.
Sweet.
Okay.
I mean, sweet. Let's have a grind show at Grandma's house.
Yeah.
That would be a
They
sick
do a
place.
house show at Grandma's house.
For
after
Grandma.
the
On
regular
the horse
show.
ranch.
Grind for grandma.
Yeah, both my grandparents. Yeah, that was the only time my grandpa, who's unfortunately since passed, got to meet Sam and a couple of the other guys. Like they wanted us like set up. I'm like, you got to drive to Indiana. I want to jam so bad, and like
Like on the side of the fucking mountain almost.
I absolutely give them earplugs,
I don't know. They might not hear that well.
dude.
I want to see your grandma in the mosh pit.
Put them behind the amps.
But yeah, we had to like drive to Indiana. I'm like, oh man, I wish. That was like 9 hours to go.
How?
So, I mean, what about when you get closer to Canada?
Good old home of Cannibal Corpse, Buffalo, New York.
Oh,
Nice.
you gonna go to Chicken Wing Festival?
We're getting wings up there.
I asked if like the original.
of wings.
I was told that not the original Buffalo wing place, but another place is like the place to get wings.
Sweet.
Have you ever been? Or-
Wings and beer.
I've never been to Buffalo.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
went
stoked
to-
for it. That's on the second,
Yeah, I've never
right?
been up
I
there.
went,
Third.
I went to Manhattan and went to the cheese bar. It was terrible.
Really?
Dude, it was like $32 for like 4 slices
Well,
of
it's
cheese.
fucking Manhattan.
It was retarded. But then,
Stupid
like,
as hell.
I tried the wine. It was pretty dope. And the guy gave it to me for free because it was like a 2-hour wait.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
was like, damn.
Manhattan is stupidly expensive. I saw Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden like a month ago, and the only thing I spent like less than $12 on was when I had to really fucking be nice to the lady serving the booze at MSG. I was just like, why is everything expensive? Fuck this place.
Oh yeah, I got like $12 Mike and Ike's when I saw co-eating Cambria.
$12 Mike and Ike.
I saw co-eating Cambria at Radio City a few years ago.
Pay $12 for Mike and Ike's.
There's a big ass Mike and
Man
Ike's.
wants
I
some
hope.
Were they
Mike and
big?
Ike's.
I mean,
Yeah,
was
They
it
were
a
like movie
box?
theater size. It was a
I
little
mean,
bit more
that's
than movie
even
theater
worse.
size.
I mean, at least the movie theater only rips you a little anus. This one, that just kind of like fisted you.
I mean, at least I was getting co-eating Cambria and between the buried and meat, but yeah, it was a little bit of a wallet fisting.
I'll let you have.
Wallet fisting. That's a title for something that we might talk about today too.
Hey.
We have a song called "Come Wallet."
Do you want to see all of the time? Oh, no, let's not spoil it. But off air,
They can just bleep out every single title.
It's like 40.
Oh.
We'll do it all fair. But, any,
You're setting
what's,
the tone.
What's like the best place that you guys have ever eaten at on tour or at a show? This goes for all of you guys. Nick, you start. What's the best place? What's a shout out you can give?
Oh man, well there's
Guy Fieri on.
Jim's Famous Steaks, I believe it's called, on South Street in Philly. We played a show at this place called The Tusk, I believe, like last year, and they had banging ass cheesesteaks too. Full disclosure, I ate like 3 of them that one day because I really wanted to, because I wasn't going to be back to Philly for a while, so I'm just going to eat all of them. But Jim's on South Street stuck out to me. Shit's dope.
I had this bomb-ass fucking, like, grilled chicken pizza in Manhattan. It was dope.
Yeah.
Like, it was a huge fucking, like, you know, New York fucking pizza. It was
Hell yeah. The place underneath
at, like, 2 a.m.
the fucking Piranha Bar, the poutine place.
Dude.
You get, like, a complimentary meal when you go there.
And it's an arcade.
Oh, that's an
a
Ottawa
different one.
Oh, that's the Ottawa
This
one?
it's kind of like Power Plant almost, but a little more condensed. It's like 5 different bars, like, kind of stacked on top of each other.
That's still
and the
dope,
poutine
bro.
place is underneath.
And the bars are playing Slam and Gore Grind.
Yeah, just straight, like, death metal, rock
That's
and roll
awesome.
kind of bars.
That's fucking amazing.
It's like
There's
what
not that
we really
many
wish
death metal
Power
bars.
Plant was.
There's not enough
Yeah.
death metal bars out there in the
People were
world,
just
man.
smoking hash out front.
You'd figure that, like, heavy metal bars would, like, move over to death metal, honestly.
Oh, there is no shortage of it in Canada. It's like all the bands know each other, and like you would think that places from Toronto to Quebec City are really kind of, to put it in like U.S. perspective, kind of like the distance between here and say Detroit or Cleveland or something like that.
Right.
You would think that cities being that far apart from each other wouldn't have people that know one another like that, and I mean, I think it helps keeps the scene alive, you know, that like people would say, yeah, I'll come from Ottawa to see like your Montreal or Quebec City show, or even just to get interested on, you know, like the Facebook event or something. Like
just seeing us in general.
Dude.
There's serious hype on the Deche Charge show. I'm like, I just put it in the hands of the other promoter, like the guy who works for the venue, and like before we even announced the tour, there was already like over 100 people interested in the show. Like,
That's awesome.
So what are the beginning and ending dates for the tour? Oh, we haven't even said the name of the tour so far this podcast. It's the Eat Your Mattress Tour.
Yes.
Eat Your Mattress Tour. And what are the dates? What are the start and ending?
Man.
it starts in Frederick on Friday, June 1st, and then it ends in Towson at the Raven Inn on Saturday, June 16th.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Can't believe we didn't name the tour.
So, is there anything you guys want to say about the tour before we kind of move on a little bit?
I mean, I'm fucking stoked for it. This is EXEMPTUS' first time going anywhere near that far out. So it's gonna be sick, man.
What are some essentials? Like, what are you going to pack with you on this tour? Because, I mean, once you get going far enough down the road and you hit the point of no return, I mean, you take what you got with you and you deal with it. So,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
what's some essentials?
Extra
What's some,
underwear.
Yes, extra underwear and extra socks too.
Yes.
I
Lots of that.
So run us down through your backpack there, Nick.
Oh, well, I probably want to pack like a week's worth of clothes solid. I'm thinking we could probably hit a laundromat somewhere like halfway through. But like extra underwear, extra socks, of course. You don't know when it's going to be really hot. You don't know when you're going to get stuck in the rain. Had that all happen to me at music festivals before when I was camping, and it was the worst thing literally ever. Definitely extra beer, and I want to make like enough food to the point where I don't have to fucking buy food every day.
Unless it's poutine.
Yeah, when you're in Canada, it's all poutine.
Oh yeah, I want to bring like my George Foreman grill too. I want to cook up some fucking steaks.
Is there anything you plan? Is there anything you plan on bringing home with you from the tour? Like anything you want to grab and just
Canadian butt pussy?
Canadian butt pussy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right.
Honestly, getting back through the border is a lot easier than you think.
Oh, the maple butter.
Maple.
that you were talking
I'm
about,
getting
too.
a fucking 5-gallon bucket of maple butter. If I
That's
can
awesome.
somehow.
Do
That
it.
shit is so good.
Fucking do it.
It's the only thing that I know that's better than Nutella. Like, there's not many
Is
things
it better than sex?
It's like between sex and Nutella.
Would you combine it with sex?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Did you just eat it out of a bitch's asshole?
I would let her eat it and then eat her shit
Is that fucking good?
It's that fucking good.
This shit'll be honey flavored, dude.
I just think that combination of words has ever been used before ever in the history of
I will let her eat it and then eat her shit.
Like, I'll keep it like a low room temperature so it doesn't melt. It comes out still in like maple butter form because it's almost.
I was not talking about the shit for a minute. I was like, oh my god.
I thought he was talking about the
He's got a plan for this, man. I'm weird.
Yeah, man. Like, you know when like your oil gets cold and it turns into like a fucking like a quartz rock almost.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it quite like that because there might be some blood, but like a nice just tube. Warm tube.
You might be able to distill some of the honey back out of the shit if you like heat up the shit in like a little butter
syrup,
fucking
right?
cup or some shit,
Well,
and then kind of get it on like one of those little silk sheets or something. Let it drain through. Let the honey drip back out.
if I
And
eat
then
it,
take a dab with it.
if I
Then
eat
take a
it,
dab on the honey shit.
then I'd have to sift my own shit if I did that. Sift shit. Or shit sift, whatever you want to call
Shit
it.
sifter.
Shit sifter.
therapy.
Shit sifter, new song name.
That's almost as good as the shiwi.
Or drill dough.
Drilled is good too.
But
That is our recipe for making the greatest wax and mead too, by the way. Shit honey.
that's really how you make Canadian maple butter.
That's really how you make Canadian dabs.
Yeah, let's find a like.
It's really Aunt Jemima.
Let's find a maple place that like, because the one I sent the link to like charged money for like staying there. I'm like, I don't want to stay there, but I want to see the maple and like eat your food and stuff.
What was the city that we never got to play in, Rimouski? I'm a little sad about that. I wanted to go that far north.
Oh, dude,
Maybe
me too.
next time.
Out there.
That'd be sick.
Avenged Sevenfold just announced a show there. I'm like, wow, that's actually kind of far out for, I think, a band even their size to play out. I don't even know if, I'm sure Metallica's probably played.
It's probably the whole town that goes out.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So you guys, I mean, you're gonna have. Do you know what the weather's gonna be like up there towards Canada? I mean, the farther you go north, I'd imagine the kind of colder it gets a little bit. I mean,
Well, since it's June, it's probably going to be a little bit cooler than
Make
here.
sure you pack your undies.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, you guys
And
would have to
your
pack,
jacket.
like, you guys are gonna go from sweating balls to probably being, like, cold as shit at night.
It's probably going to be like this hot out, as hot as it gets maybe up there.
The
Honestly,
two
I don't
things
know.
that you really need to stack up on, and this is from fucking Alex Webster himself. Baby wipes and bottled water.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottled water's covered. Baby wipes, we just go to the rest stops. Like, road ass is a thing, dude.
Road ass.
Road
is the thing,
ass,
I
like,
believe you.
after fucking, like, 10 hours, that's one thing, you know. You can't really feel, you can't differ your ass cheeks from your asshole. Like, you're literally a unit at
I
that
had to
point.
drive straight down the Florida. I know exactly what you mean.
But, like, 3 days into it, yo, it's like you're a fucking, like, a road junkie. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you get out
There
of the
you
car,
go.
you got bags underneath your eyes and shit.
What's the vehicle situation like? Like, how's who's traveling with who and what?
Well, we're traveling together, as in me and Trip.
In what?
And,
In a Honda Pilot.
yep.
In a Honda Pilot.
Yes,
It
sir.
fits
Fuck yeah,
everything,
dude.
surprisingly.
So, what all are you taking with you? I mean, what all are you taking with you gear-wise on the trip?
EXEMPTUS is borrowing Sam's 8x10, and then I leave my 16-inch floor tom at home, but I've got 10 and 12-inch racks, one 14-inch floor tom, and then my cymbals are compact enough to like. There's 100% a process for how everything goes into my car. Like sometimes we've been like.
Tetris, dude.
Sometimes we've been too drunk and kind of messed up step 3, 4, 5,
And it all
8,
goes
and
to
it,
shit.
and it kind of gets bad. But I think just with experience, we've kind of gotten it down just in the interest of conserving space. Working as a stagehand also helps, but I think to cut EXEMPTUS' space down, Sam and Rick are thankfully sharing that.
Yeah, it's the same cab that recorded our album, so I mean, it's been around for, if it's a vintage one, because I'm pretty sure it is, at least like 20 years,
Sweet.
So,
I
hope it'll hold up.
I still can't get over how big that fucking thing is, man.
yeah.
You're gonna
man.
fit that in a Honda Pilot?
Retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, they've done it. I was right. I had learned to ride shotgun.
yeah.
When
My drums
Savannah
weren't in the
was in
car.
the back
Yeah.
too, right? Oh, they weren't. Okay, that probably was
I
why.
used Sniper's drums that shit.
I was about to say somehow it works because I still had room to be in the car for that.
Well,
I don't know how you guys Tetris did that well.
We've definitely packed it where it's almost all of our shit, and then like 2 other people in the back. Like, it's possible. But
Bullshit.
yeah,
It's a Honda Pilot, dude.
yeah, man, it's taken at least like a solid 2 years to like figure that out.
It's masterwork, dude.
So once we get something bigger, dude, we're chilling.
This is why I want to get an Astro van.
Yeah, we're
Astro
definitely-
Van.
Chevy Astro.
we're looking into getting something like once we get back home and everything kind of settles out. We're working on a new album.
Fucking, what about you, Nick?
Oh man,
What are you traveling in?
we're gonna get an old repurposed 1986 diesel school bus
Hey.
for like $2,000. Like somebody like drew a clown face on the front of this fucking thing and like put like
Yeah,
painted
sure.
eyelashes above where the headlights are or like the brake light things on
It's
the
the
top.
Weenie Hut bus.
Right? They wrote Funmobile on the side of it and they were like, if anybody wants to like have a traveling carnival where you can paint kids' faces and shit, get this. And like I just saw this on Craigslist. I was like, dude, we're gonna get that fucking bus.
Fuck yeah.
But we ended up not getting it. They scrapped it like 2 days after they put the ad up. We didn't get our info out quick enough.
Duty.
Well, we were looking at Astro vans
I mean,
and
they
also
scrapped it,
some
though.
U-Haul vans for what we're actually going to use because we don't get the Funmobile, and that makes me so sad.
Damn. Oh, Mike. Right around the corner from my house, there's this fucking pet shop. Or no, never mind. Well, yeah, there's this pet shop. And right next to the pet shop, there's a pawn shop. But the pawn shop's using the
Yeah.
pet shop space
Yeah.
to put this military Humvee.
Yeah.
And it has a
What?
fucking machine gun mount still attached to it and everything ready to go.
What?
So we should totally get the Odium Mobile as a fucking military Humvee and see how much that bitch is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take my money.
I've seen those.
Would it like
being
be a
sold for
gas
super
guzzler
cheap.
though?
What's that?
Would it be a gas guzzler though?
Gives a
Like a
fuck.
motherfucker,
America.
but who gives
Gives
a
a
fuck?
shit.
So
It's
much
got a
American
machine
fucking
gun
thing.
rack on the top of it.
That's
Dude,
true.
you-
Put a fucking Nerf gun on the top.
Fuck yeah! Just start shooting like
Nerf
homeless
gun
people.
with toothpicks in the Nerf.
I've heard
Thumbtacks.
stories about buying Humvees off like the internet and stuff, man. There was some guy who was in the army posted. He was like, "Oh yeah, like you can get like a Jeep for like $4,000, but little do you know it gets 5 miles to the gallon.
It's
And
like
like
getting
the
cop
doors
cars.
don't have handles. It's like because the military doesn't really need that if you think about it. So they just to save money build it that way. And it's like, oh boy, imagine going on tour with that.
If anybody can afford to tour in a Crown Vic, you can get those fucking cheap as shit on the auction site. Or like different SUVs and shit. We should try doing that. Never
You should get a Crown Vic, and then you should put like a ski mount on top of it so that way people think you're fucking
Kelly Blue Book.
cops.
Get 2 Crown Vics, make it a fucking Crown Vic limo.
Kelly Blue Book, dude.
Huh? Yeah,
Kelly Blue Book.
Book.
Get a stretch limo. Get a Hummer stretch limo.
Be the Von Doom-mobile.
Yeah. A pink one.
Yeah, just
The meat
like a
slipper.
fucking
The meat stuff.
like a dildo
the fudge
pink
pack.
fucking-
In a perfect world, if you had like fucking, I don't know, goddamn like 50 grand to throw at a fucking vehicle, in a perfect world, what would be the optimal EXEMPTUS mobile and Earthworm Von Doom mobile?
Doom Mobile.
50 grand? It's got to be like a nice ass RV. Or I mean, I don't know. RVs are expensive
like
as fuck.
the
A decent
old-
RV. I guess.
I would do an Augra, dude.
1970s.
I would totally pull an Augra and like
just get,
just get an RV.
Yeah.
Crash in an RV. You practice in the motherfucker. Have you seen their videos? Like they're literally a tiny little drum set, and the chick has like a little Fender bass amp,
Hell yeah.
and they just play in their little RV, and it's just boom, cat, boom, cat, boom,
Hell
cat.
yeah. Yeah, fucking probably like an old VW bus, like
Nice.
1970s, fucking like sit up front high, kind of like bug-eye looking windows.
It's got a bong under the seat.
Oh fuck yeah, there's gonna be like hidden
Got
attachments
a
for
bong
that.
built into the fucking center
Yeah.
console.
Yeah.
Peter Griffin's penis car.
Yeah, nice.
Don't worry, baby. I'll be gentle.
The Oscar Mayer Wiener mobile.
What about the
I've seen
dog
that.
from Dumb and Dumber? Remember that
The
movie?
dog
Yeah.
from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that would be it actually.
Shag carpets and all.
Or like a fucking mystery machine. There's
would
like the
probably-
original mystery machine.
I'd probably pick the Sweet Tooth like ice cream truck from Twisted Metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yo. Or anything from Mad Max. Like the guy preferably playing the guitar.
Yes.
The ice cream truck from Borat.
Yes.
the bear.
With the bear in it and the fat guy.
That was
me.
pretty much the condition of that Funmobile. It was like all sorts of fucked up. There's no bear, though, unfortunately.
Why the fuck not? You gotta get it to drive, like ride a unicycle. We get it to ride a unicycle, put a little fucking Russian hat on it, and it's just another Russian.
And call it Vishkov.
You could probably find a bear.
This is my
back
wrench.
from Canada.
Yeah, we'll just fucking strap the amps to a moose and ride the bear back. The moose.
So, Nick,
Yeah.
dude,
you're recording. You have to record
You're
a
recording.
brand new album, but you're down the road working with the guy,
with your pants down.
and you realize that you left your guitar at home. You got to go next door to the local shop, music shop, buy a new instrument. But it's an exotic instrument shop, and they have everything but standard guitars, basses, drums. What exotic instrument would you choose?
Plug that bitch in, and you go like ham on the distortion.
Oh man, I gotta go with a harp.
Oh,
Got like 100
nice.
strings to play with. Like that could be some dope ass shit. I've like wanted one for a while, but they're expensive as hell. Just to like just mess with it. I think that there's so much shit you could do with it.
Me and AJ when me and AJ were coming up with these questions, I took a guess on what Sam's would be.
I was gonna say I could even answer a bass one just because, I mean, for drums I've really only just been to like Guitar Centers on the road, and they've just been just standard.
A
drum
standard
shit.
fucking Guitar Center.
But when we went to Roanoke for the first time, there was this one like fretless bass, like a 5-string fretless bass that like the body of it was red, like it looked like a beet, like the vegetable, like a beet, and but it was the body was shaped kind of in like a Prince sort of way, where shit's like swirly and stuff.
Right. But the store is an exotic shop, so there's no standard bases.
Yeah.
So like I'd say like stand up basses, but
Or
about
accordions.
that, or accordions, fucking harp.
They had like a Fender Jaguar with like a
fucking
whammy.
lutes.
Yeah, that's the only
Like
time I've seen a
bass.
bass with a fucking whammy bar built into it.
I
Bass
said
with a whammy bar.
It's
I
like
said
a
that if-
60-something Jaguar.
I said that if Sam didn't have his bass and he completely forgot his bass and there was an exotic shop next door, my first guess that he would pick up was probably a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second one was a suicide vest.
They sell everything ever.
I'm going
except
to
for
play
basses.
the didge over the suicide vest and trigger it with the fucking subsonic frequencies.
It would have to trigger a brown note first.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
You could activate it with a pedal.
Fart on it.
That's like, I don't know if we ever touched this topic. The time me and Trip sat in the backyard for like 6 hours on Lucy, talking about trying to achieve the brown
Tell
note.
us about that. Tell us about that.
Well, it's an ongoing goal.
Yeah, that's
Trying to achieve
pretty
the
much
brown
the
note.
whole basis of Earthworm. That's like when we decided we're going to do this.
Really, was that you guys wanted, like, you made it your life's goal to
We
try and
legit
make the fucking brown note.
Tried to fucking calculate how to hit the brown note. We need a lot more amps and a lot more fucking cabs.
Just
like
so when you
big
play,
speakers.
you make
What do you
people
think is-
shit themselves.
What is the exact science, do you think, of achieving the brown note? What do you do?
I have
The engineering.
I have a theory. My theory is Sam's son, Coliseum, and how else do you get brown? You mix orange, and then you mix green. So luckily,
This is
happens to
genius.
be Orange,
Orange,
the amp
yeah.
company, and its subsidiary, Green.
Holy shit.
Whoa.
That's fucking
God.
carrots and peas right there.
It's all about your stomach vibrations.
So-
Here, I was sitting there thinking you were gonna go like on the visuals end of the spectrum. You know, you got fucking orange and you got green, and then when you look at the frequencies of those, then you just translate those into fucking audio wavelengths and
But
this
no,
and
it was
that.
just-
I don't know the specific models. I mean, maybe
But it was just a
maybe to
brown
give it some texture. Like maybe you should get like, even though it'd be guitar, like Jim Root from Slipknot to just kind of give it that grit, and then find like the deepest whatever.
with octave pedals.
Yeah,
Like a
oh
green
yeah,
one.
no,
Six
dude. There's this
octave
bass
pedals.
amp out there I was about to get. It has a subharmonic synthesizer built into it.
What?
That shit, yeah, dude. Like people were spending like $500 for like midis and shit to get that. And that shit, you just switch it right on the amp.
You need to get an AB splitter and use that and the Coliseum.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, now I have 2 Coliseums.
Why not?
Shout out, Bruce Ego.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The Coliseums.
Yeah,
You're gonna make a
but
Coliseum.
the one doesn't have a
Coliseum.
fucking ground on it. So like, if I do buy it out to another amp, I'll get the shit shocked out of me.
Probably.
So I gotta fucking work on that. Fucking vintage shit.
Vintage shit, dude.
But I would go for a hurdy-gurdy.
I
putting that out there.
Oh, dude.
That would be a
We go over
spicy
that.
brown note, dude.
Yeah, yo. But if we're calculating the brown note, I was about to say if you put 10 people in a room and surrounded them with like 15, like 18-inch speakers, and just turn up the sub show with like good cabs and like waited for somebody to shit their pants and like figure out what like amount of hertz it was, and then you can figure out what note to play, because like, you know, like A is like the note of the universe, right? Like 440 hertz or something. And then fucking whatever the poop note is, you hit that motherfucker until the whole world shits its pants.
Holy shit.
Dude, we were there was a show that I went to, it was this rap show, some underground rap show my friend just dragged me to.
Yeah. And
the first band was this band from, I think it was like, it was either Detroit or like fucking Ohio or some shit. But it was called like the X Clan, and the first note that they hit for their like intro was like, my stomach gurgled, like I almost shit myself. So they might be a little bit like
that's what I'm
ahead
saying.
of you guys.
Like a fucking,
try and find that technology.
Like a cabinet for one like single 15-inch speaker or something like that, or like a 10 should be like 6 foot by like 4 foot wide for like one speaker to get its full potential. So if you had a whole wall of that, or like made a dome of it and just put people in there, they might get crushed by like just pure volume, but there would be poop.
One way or another.
There
if
will
it's the
be
brown note, or if it just kills them, there will be poop everywhere.
Or even in the terms of acoustic instruments, because I actually found this out twice, once through a Facebook comment and once through experience. So at that show that we played in Delaware, actually no, I take that back. A show that us and EXEMPTUS played in Frederick was the first time I brought the 3D printed whistle that my old roommate printed for me out for airborne autism. Like, Sam starts that song with feedback from his bass and his cab, and then I'm blowing the hell out of that whistle. I remember before we went on, like, I told Adam about the whistle. He was like, I want to hear it. I'm like, let's step outside, blow on that shit. And he's like putting his fingers in his ear, like he's in like pain.
There's just no tone to it. It was like,
and then we did it on stage,
humans.
and Adam like flinched the same way. And then from there, I've upgraded to a hunting whistle, which is even higher pitched, and twice.
You should get
dogs have been bothered by that song. We played that at a friend's house, and he had like pet dogs upstairs, and we just like sound checked it. And the dogs are freaking the hell out. And then a friend of ours commented on the live response we did to kind of all that social media stuff you talked on earlier. Like, we live casted us playing Airborne Autism live.
That's awesome.
And I used the hunting whistle then, and someone commented that my dogs are freaking the fuck out.
I saw that. That's great.
Dude, fucking...
Who needs it?
Are you playing an ocarina? Like, because there was a show that I saw you guys play live on Facebook, and you had a whistle too, but it looked like you had.
Oh no, Sam was just doing the feedback. I had the whistle.
Oh really?
Yeah, like, all that's just me like switching my pickups.
Well, I'm gonna bring my ocarina.
Yeah, man,
absolutely.
I'm gonna play it in the fucking crowd while you guys do that shit.
Fuck yeah!
If you can like split like the wall of death with the ocarina, just run up and down, so then.
So
like you're just like sonically dividing the room.
We want to start encouraging people to like bring whistles or like fuck it, like
some
animal call, like duck calls, just like
dude,
fucking
we wanted to get those and sell them as merch. Vuvuzelas, like from the World Cup. Brrr.
Yeah,
to make the whole place sound like an angry.
Bring your ox horns and shit.
I really like the stuff y'all did with Bay Creatures, like with the clarinet and everything like that.
Yeah, that's old. Man.
All the older stuff y'all did. What was that? 14.
That was the last one we did. We did one in Pasadena, like when we were kind of getting our footing musically, and it was
like Emergence of the Worm.
Yeah, Mark set mics up in the main room where they were, and a mic or two up in the room where me, Sam, a couple of our friends just kind of did some random vocals, and a couple of the Bay Creatures were. And he just chopped that like 1 hour block into bits, and then he did the same thing the last night that we had sharing a practice space. Me, Sam, Gavin, James, Mark, and Alan were like, we were all drinking and shit, and
I think I was like piss drunk during both of these.
Yeah, Mark spliced that one up too, and there's definitely a stylistic difference. I think there's like some like kind of salsa shit going on 14. I think on like I Do Yoga or something. There's like it reminded me of just kind of, I don't know, you could kind of dance to it. You could kind of belly dance to it.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like, it was different. It was, like, catchy. Like, it was reminding me of, like, some old, like, if, I don't know. What's his fucking name?
Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull. Ooh. Or I was thinking if,
the first metal Grammy Award winners, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, they beat One by Metallica.
No shit.
I didn't know that.
Oh, isn't it supposedly like a scandal?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. What are you gonna ask,
such
KJ?
a fucking big deal.
I was gonna say if, like, Sinbad showed up on a fucking island full of people tripping balls, that's what the fucking music would sound like.
Basically.
Sinbad had Jethro Tull playing on his ship.
Jethro Tull on acid.
Yeah, and Tom Hanks is there throwing a bloody volleyball at it.
Wilson! Fucking A.
Anything's a fucking instrument, dude. Like,
even
honestly.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Mayonnaise.
I've been trying to
I did that for a school project, man. I sampled mayonnaise and put the sounds on the like a MIDI programmed like verse of a Mozart song for an analysis project.
That's funny.
Oh, it's
shit.
Bach or someone, but
What'd you do? Just like
I got an A. And I squeezed mayonnaise. Like, it honestly, you know, sound wise, it could have been ketchup, but it was mayonnaise. And I, like,
but it was
I mean, it had the classic sound, so I recorded it like into a bowl that I had, like, for just kind of natural reverb.
That's awesome.
And,
for some reason, I just pictured you like spearing a microphone
Just
into
fisting
a jar
a
of
fucking mayonnaise jar.
It was a little, it was a little like Tascam hand recorder, but I just had to kind of squeeze the bottle like different velocities or whatever to kind of get that.
Different levels of commitment.
We're gonna start wrapping it up in a little bit. We're probably gonna go for another like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna simmer down here.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna throw those like weird questions at you now.
Oh, the weird ones are cool.
Yeah, the weird ones are fun, right? Are there any good vegan foods?
Indian food.
Yeah, or portobello mushroom caps, like the giant ones.
I like portobello
Dude, yes.
mushroom caps.
They're fucking delicious.
Bought me some of those like meatless meatballs from Safeway.
Those
I've
are
never
good.
tried them before. They are
I've heard
good.
they're pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna try them. If I'm turned on by them, whatever, then fucking I'll eat them more often.
I would eat them with like a sauce though.
Like, what would I put on that shit?
Like
just tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce, like regular.
Just like
meatball.
regular.
Yeah, make sure it's vegan. I mean,
Yeah.
vegan food, like, it's pretty good, but it just depends who you're eating it with.
Yeah, like meat.
If you're eating with pretentious assholes,
Or if you're eating with meat, like, how can I talk the meat?
Slip.
Like, the slip meat.
Slip meat.
It's slipping.
Pseudo Christian.
Just watch out for meat.
Vegan pseudo Christian.
The light is on.
That light, it's bothering me.
Let there be light.
There's bioenergy going on in the backyard. If we're
what's the
being
story
specific.
behind that one?
Oh.
Bioenergy in the backyard.
Well, there was bioenergy in the basement until it got warm.
It was so much weirder than I ever thought it could get. That's that.
What is the
song.
story behind
It's so
that?
weird. This is the greatest story ever.
We just watched a ritual happen at 9 o'clock. Just listen to the lyrics. 9 o'clock in the morning of just manic fucking insanity. And the dogs would be going off. And it's just, you just gotta listen to the song. Like, it literally tells you fucking everything about it. There's just ground pound. He's like the fucking Incredible Hulk. Like, ground pounding the ground, the earth shaking. Everybody thinks he's fucked. He's scaring the dogs, yelling at the ground like a caveman.
I need more lyrics because I looked for them, but I don't find them, man.
Yeah, we're working on that for when we release the CD,
Whoa.
like physical wise.
You should put them on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I don't even know if they'll
damn
be on the CD cover just because we need to order them, and that's a lot of time.
Yeah, true.
But I feel like out of most like death metal albums or metal albums, like the clarity's definitely there. So if people really listen to it,
Definitely.
you can figure it out.
There's catchiness.
But
I did have one other question I forgot to ask about the album. What is burning on the front? Like, what is the cover?
Oh, it's a chair.
That's a chair we lit on fire in the fire pit in the backyard.
Right.
Hey,
And
nice.
I just took a picture with my phone, actually, when I first got it.
Very
That's
symbolic.
actually pretty tight. Who put, was that, like, what was the number on there before?
Nick put that on there. Actually.
Yeah, a little bit of Photoshop, man.
Yes.
Oh, dope.
So
That's
we're
cool.
incestuous with our material and, you know,
I don't think
producers and stuff.
I don't think Nick saw Odium's new album cover.
Oh, shit.
Not see this.
Dude, Odium's
Oh, man.
album cover is gonna be fucking ridiculous. We got some retarded shit coming down the pipeline. We got a 23 track album, and we're also gonna record some new material for the anal split with Earthworm Von Doom.
Them boys.
So
And the dog.
Them boys, bro.
We should record like a gangbang split with all of our bands. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, the first thing that pops up is this picture of this dude drilling this chick that AJ wants me to use for
another album.
another album. And
Literally drilling her?
no, it's just some dude drilling this chick and his asshole's all exposed and shit.
Oh, I thought you meant like an actual drill.
This is the new Odium.
Yeah, I did that.
God. Who did this?
I did that.
Beautiful.
Is that the D's Nuts guy's teeth? Jeff?
I don't know.
It just reminds me of that video.
Is that a-
Is it? Are these Steve Buscemi's eyes?
No, that's just some dude, just some random like scene kid that I found.
Is this Snapchat art?
It is not. It is GIMP.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm too poor to
you
pay
are the
for
GIMP.
Photoshop.
And he's eating Tums, right?
Nah, dude, it's crack.
Oh no! On the other hand,
On the other hand,
More crack.
more crack. Yeah, it's a vial of crack, dude.
oh shit!
It's a vial of crack and a crack pipe going through his hand.
Dude, this makes me want to talk about the tour posters a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
this is
Do
why
it,
you
'cause
don't smoke crack.
Do it.
we do want to talk about that.
Oh man, what was
Even more international.
my personal favorite was Portland before we had to change that show around. But the Towson one is has a special place in my heart just for how
Yeah,
stupid.
the crab with
I
the
love
fucking
the
heroin
Towson
needle.
one.
It's like, what did I do? The cover is like all the characters from Ed, Edd and Eddie, but made to look like members of the bands, right? And Sam is Ed eating the mattress from that one scene. But for this Towson show, he's eating a crab that is holding up a Natty Bow like opera mask with his face on it and shooting a needle full of Old Bay.
That's fucking great.
It's just we're just like let's try and sum up Baltimore
I saw a
in
bunch
one
of those.
thing.
It was fucking great. That guy did a great job, for real. Like, shout out.
Yeah. Bean did the Ed and Eddie stuff, and Nick did the like Photoshop overdubs with like Fred Flintstone and Fred Durst on Freddie Krueger's body and stuff like that.
Versing Rick James and who was the other one?
Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, that's right, Rick Sanchez.
Rick versus Rick.
The
remember
Brooklyn
his
one's
last
the
name.
best though. The one where Sam's eating the Martin Shkreli and the Wu-Tang album. Everyone's got Tim's on.
What was the fucking the tape that Sam was eating? The one that's for our show.
Oh, that's the Fred versus Rick.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be like a boxing marquee, but I didn't feel like spending that much time on it. So it's like Fred versus Rick, the fight of the century. Who will win? I don't know how exactly we got to that conclusion. I think there was some butt pussy involved.
Yeah.
Always.
I gotta. Here's a good question. This is a very serious question. So please answer correctly. Which is more grind? Which is more grind? Shin high, ankle high, or knee high socks? Or no socks?
I wear shin high socks after I burnt my ankle, so I just purposely wear like
That's a fucking hard question.
even without seeking it out. Like I try to make it a point to wear like stupid socks, like a sock with like tigers on it or something, or like
We're having dog problems.
the dog
It's
is
a very
visiting.
invasive animal.
There's a pupper that wants to answer that last
It's a woofer.
Yo, we're gonna be meeting road dogs, man. Like
Meme
two of the
dogs.
places in Canada have puppers, yo.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
What does that mean? Like they're just animal friendly?
They're people that own dogs.
Yeah, like one of the promoters is letting us all stay over as a pupper, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, in Ottawa.
Yeah. Dude, I'm stoked for all that. It's gonna be fun. I want to miss my pupper friends there, so we'll have to go back.
I think no socks.
I think either no socks or one sock.
One
leg high.
You have to like
sock.
up me on that question. No, that's cool though. No, I do
One
agree.
knee-high sock
I
with a
feel
bunch
like
of holes
never
in it.
to-
I'd say
There-
one knee-high sock and no sock.
There's a dude with the long socks. It's like, dude, it's like old grind, and then dude with no socks is like, dude, Death Heaven's like the best band ever. And then the guy with one sock just like fucking anal cunt and like anal cunt.
Or like
you-
a chicken and poop stain sock. What's that? Like Holy Cost?
Actually, we were playing a show and this dude walked in just wearing socks, right?
What?
Which one?
Just socks?
The VFW hall,
No
the
with
crack
PP?
neighbor.
Oh yeah, the guy who wanted me to give him a drum lesson.
So PP with no clothes and just socks.
No, I mean,
Oh.
no, he
You didn't
he
see
might
his
as well walked in with his PP out. He
okay.
he was definitely giving that vibe off.
Wasn't there a guy who just had his sock like over his dick?
Actually, yeah, we have
Oh,
played
no,
with a band
electrical
that's got
tape.
butt ass
Oh,
naked.
electrical tape.
Yeah,
Electrical
Couldn't
tape
remember
over
what
his
it
dick?
was.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I was like,
that
wait a
shit.
minute, this is
Shout
another
out.
story.
Montreal, dude. Something else.
Let's see. Oh, if you were to blow a load right now, how far would it go? And how many ropes?
Maybe to like your power box. Maybe the
Damn.
picture.
Probably
Damn.
probably as far as I can pee. So like right there, because
Damn.
it's going to become backed up by a
So
stream
what
of
is that
piss.
like? Is that like 5 feet?
Y'all got
Yeah,
some mileage.
like
That's pretty
4,
impressive,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
You know, hey,
Yeah, man,
I'm not at that point yet, but you know when you get like the pee boner, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like your dick is just full of pee, and your urethra might explode.
You're cutting your fuel basically. You just
Yeah.
have like some extra like oil on that.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like my body's sucking my balls in my stomach right now.
Do you gotta pee?
That's the name of a new Earthworm
Sam
song.
gotta
the
pee, dude.
boner.
Sam got a pee, so we gotta wrap up.
I'm about to pee in fucking one of these. I'll pee in that cup.
Go for it, dude.
might
I
not
don't
be
care.
enough.
The fucking Oh, okay, no, don't pee in that cup.
No.
My parents drink out of that cup. Fucking well, I'm sorry to hear about your pee boner, bro.
It's not pee boner yet.
You'll go
Okay.
pee soon.
You'll go pee.
Between your pee and this dog.
It just kind of sucks because you're in a bad spot.
You know
Trying
when
to get through.
you have to pee so bad you think you have to poop.
Yeah, it's tension.
It's getting there, yo. It's
It's
turning.
tension trying to hold it in.
It's turning
your
into a
bladder
ground.
So, like,
like
it's
pressing
like
against
fart
your
or
asshole.
It's a fucking groundhog
I
at
don't
this
know,
point.
dude. Well, I dribble, so I wouldn't really probably
Like
shoot too.
anal dribble.
No, like cum dribble. Like my shit just hits the ground as soon as it comes out my dick. So it's like
How heavy is your cum, bro?
it's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna lie.
If I don't fuck for about
Bust a
like
fat ass
if
nut.
I don't fuck for about 5 days, I could probably shoot about like 1.5 feet, maybe if I aim upwards. But like,
I can shoot across the room if I haven't fucked in like maybe a
Holy
month or
shit.
something.
Yeah, if it's like 2 or 3 weeks, I feel like I'm a virgin at that point.
One time I was like 10 feet away from my TV and I accidentally hit it.
Oh man.
I was like, oh no!
Mom, where's the Clorox wipes?
Fuck Clorox, Kleenex, dude. fuck whoever wants to
Clorox
watch
wipes.
that. Fucks whoever wants to watch that fucking TV.
Somebody comes in with the fucking UV light. Why is this spatter on the TV?
Who was watching porn?
So what do you think you guys are mostly going to be living off of on tour?
Poutine.
I mean, like,
Beer.
really though, it's going to get expensive after a while. Like, what do you think is going to be your main...
Well, Canada's pretty cheap, actually.
Yeah.
Really? So you guys are going to be eating out at actual restaurants most of the time?
If they don't have a kitchen making food for us, yeah.
Okay.
Or who we're staying
I'd
with.
say fucking go McDonald's even if I had the money.
Definitely a lot of
Yeah.
McDonald's.
McDonald's is just better because you're in Canada.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, salute to those that do kind of have diets that kind of cause you to spend more on the road just because, like,
That sucks.
we don't have the means to do that. So, you know, we're not going to turn down White Castle.
White Castle's a good find.
White
White
Castle's also
Castle's
the
the
fucking
shit.
shit. Jack in Box is the fucking shit.
We gotta hit what is that?
Tim Hortons, we
Tim
gotta go
Hortons. We fucking missed that last
Even
time.
Five Guys is really good.
Yeah, as long as it's in like Five Guys budget, like at most,
Yeah.
like then you're really set on the road. Because at least for me, I feel like we save more money being on the road than fucking going to work.
Really?
Probably also eating less than you normally would.
Yeah,
Man.
less or just like smarter a little bit.
Making it count, yeah.
Obviously being a little more economic.
it's really easy to eat like junk food and shit the whole time, but like there's still good shit that fills you up where you're not like dying by the 5th day shitting your brains out.
Yeah.
You
Or
know?
like money, I would like put on like beer. I would be like, oh well, a Yingling $6, but like in Florida, like a fucking large pizza was $7. So like, well,
Yeah, wait till you get to Florida. Or
Fuck
like,
yeah, dude.
wait till you get to fucking Maine to fucking just bomb out on some lobster. It's like $30 here, you know?
And then
Spend
you
half of your food budget for the whole trip on one meal.
well, sometimes there are those exceptions. I will say,
Fucking Maine lobster sounds good, though.
Maine.
Dude, I would.
Maine was one of
There's a
them.
place up there called the Nordic Lodge. It's like, at least I think it's in Maine. It's like $100, but it's all you can eat. Like the most amazing shit you can imagine. Like whole lobsters, like 10 different crab dishes. It's all like mainly seafood.
Yeah, that's a good
Ridiculous. It was on
exception.
the Food Channel, I think.
Alligator sausage in Norfolk, Virginia was really good too.
I like steak.
I heard there's hella mushrooms up in Maine. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
I believe it.
there's a good amount. Maine and Vermont, because that shit grows up there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
believe it. I believe it.
yeah, there's some people that just like pick mushrooms for a living up there.
Fucking bring me back some, man.
I'd like to. Did we get paid in shrooms from?
yeah, for like a shirt, someone paid us in shrooms for a shirt.
I've never
Those are
had
good
shrooms.
shrooms.
I'd love to try them.
That's great, though.
That's what I prefer now. Like last time I did L, I saw Primus actually.
Oh, dude.
That was
that's
really
tight.
good, but like I was tripping fucking sack. Like, you know what I mean? After the concert for like 10 hours, you know, you're still sitting there just like reality is just kind of doing this.
Zombie.
But like shrooms you can like eat and go to work the next day.
That's good.
Trip
You
for,
always
like,
get
5
sick
hours.
after you eat shrooms.
No, only the first time because I ate an eighth.
Wow.
And actually I've never
My
thrown
brother
up the
did
shrooms.
that.
Yeah, I've never thrown up the shrooms. Like, but if you eat like a G or maybe 2 Gs, like I feel like that's a fair amount for somebody still trying to like be in reality.
Right.
What drug would you introduce into the recording session if you had a maybe not recording session but jam session if you had the
Yeah, like,
if you had it right on a table, just a line full of every drug on the planet, what would you choose?
I mean,
Like
there was DMT involved with the Ableton session,
DMT.
but
Yeah.
actually,
Dude, that's the one I want to try.
I have it on my
shit.
iPod.
I was sad we couldn't jam on DMT, but like that was a good band experience to have.
Yeah, Cody was
I
asleep,
I
so
was
like,
about to say, like, how could you even be awake during that?
I feel like when you're doing DMT, if you're trying to jam, you have to have everything ready, like set to go. Because once you hit that shit, you're not going to freak out, but like,
This is what it sounds
no
like.
telling what reality's going to turn into. This will come out eventually too.
So this is you guys on DMT?
Yeah, playing with the synth. Well, like how it sounds, that's like what you saw, kind of. This is the highest I've ever been trying to like play something.
yeah, I think Sam just took a hit, and then I like was tweaking one of the effects knobs.
This is like when you know we reach a point of just being on drugs. These guys can't even fucking play their own instruments. And then
I'll cut it after
Mushrooms,
the
too.
drop because
There was a time when we recorded another song we put out on Bandcamp and SoundCloud at first. And it's called Worm Day, and we ate LSD and some mushrooms.
I love that one. That's a good fucking track. Dude.
Yeah, we were a little bit more there, but like mixing the two kind of trips, it was nice.
That's crazy. There's some people up the road from me who are literally fucking chemical mixing pots, dude. Like, every single night, they fucking do LSD mixed with shrooms, mixed with, like, Percocets and Xanax, mixed
Damn.
with, like, fucking alcohol and everything else known to man.
That's an impressive list.
And Coke. They get Coke every single night. It's insane. It's insane the amount of drugs these people fucking do.
Good lord, man.
If you
I
can
know.
afford that
Like
shit.
a lot of money.
Every day, and they just work on the water. Like, the people who get the seafood up to Maine and all the seafood you eat is caught by crackheads. I swear to God.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
they're making the bread, man. That
getting up
Coke
early
is not
enough
a
to
cheap
do it.
habit, bro.
But I think we're going to wrap it up here, everybody. Is there any other word that you want to get out about your album? Mike, did you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, check out their fucking album. You can basically find it anywhere. What was it? 8279.
That's true.
Yeah, so you just check out fucking Earthworm Von Doom on like Spotify. Where else can they find you? Instagram, fucking
Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter,
Deezer, Tidal, YouTube,
dude,
Amazon,
Bandcamp.
Google Play.
How about EXEMPTUS? Sensed
Yeah,
by
EXEMPTUS.
Delusion. Where's the best place to download that from?
You can get that on Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, Amazon, all the big guys, or you can get it from us. We'll deliver you one. Name your own price.
So if you live on the East Coast, grab it. Grab that shit.
Our CDs will be out by the time the tour starts, man. Fucking
So June 1st.
hope to get it out there, man.
dude.
That
New
tour's
shirts.
gonna be the shit, dude.
It's always great having you guys on.
I wish you guys
It
luck.
was great
Yeah,
being
for
here.
real.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget to check out our Podunk Punks bullshit, Facebook, Twitter. We got an Instagram. We got a bunch of shit.
And Odium's playing the show too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Odium will
fucking.
fuck
It's
shit
gonna
up.
be ridiculous. We might live stream that. That might be fun.
Dude, let's
Hell yeah.
totally fucking do
Live
that, man.
stream the whole
All
show.
right, so well, this is Lord Mike Bedlam.
This is ScowlingAl.
Thanks for watching or listening to whatever the fuck this was.
This has been Earthworm Von Doom and EXEMPTUS. And Nick, Sam, Trip, we thank y'all for showing up.
Deuces
Hell yeah, man.
in the Odium
And
Garden.
I guess the next time we talk, you'll be back from the... well, next time you guys are on the show, probably, it'll be when you're back from the tour.
In the midst of writing the next album, so.
Yeah, so we'll talk more.
Why don't you love me?
What pussy?
Why don't you love me?
Why don't you love him?
Why don't you love me?
What'd you do me?
Why don't you love me?
I
Why
do
don't you
me.
love him? Answer the
Not
fucking
yet.
man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's
What
talking
is
to
wrong
you,
with you?
bro.
He's looking
All of
directly
you.
at you. All of you.
All of you.
Oh,
Why don't you
You're
love me?
directly
he was I
responsible for his anguish.
fucking
I'm
you,
going to
Trip.
die. I don't want to leave.
He's like a sugar glider. He'll just fucking gnaw at his
If I
fucking wrist
turn
until
that
he
fan
dies.
on,
I do
can
not
we
feel like the
take
son
can
of
we
the
take the
shepherd.
grates off? You just-
I was waiting for like a climactic ending.
It's because you put that light on.
I think he's waiting for a climactic
There's
ending.
about to be a
I
climactic
think you're
thing.
waiting for the climactic ending.
Oh,
We should make a part 2 to that and call it like Light Burner or like, I don't know.
See, this is what happens. We try to end the show and we derail. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Wait, I can't.
That was intentional.